The Hellfleet used to be a proud Viking clan, built primarily around trade. Though they had a fearsome navy, they rarely fought, and they were well known and respected around the North Seas. Until one midwinter's festival, when the allies they had invited to celebrate suddenly struck against them, nearly destroying the clan in one evening. Less than 100 of the Hellfleet managed to evacuate before everything they had built was razed to the ground. 20 years later, those survivors have rebuilt as the Howling Pine, a small clan that avoids engaging with others at all costs. A new generation has brought with it youthful ideals, and while the appointed Jarl Arnhildr wants to keep her wards safe, she knows they're rapidly approaching a crossroads. When we joined our clan, they were headed off to Hell's Cove, a sacred island where the clan gave offerings to Hell in exchange for their sick and elderly to be taken care of in death. Unfortunately, this sacred land was soon disgraced by the presence of the Green Stags, the Hellfleet's one-time closest trade partner, and Oda, their Jarl, who led that traitorous attack 2 decades ago. After a long fight and several close calls, the Howling Pine emerged victorious from Oda's ambush, though they suffered a few casualties of their own. However, the opposing Jarl left them with an ominous warning. You may have won here, but you'll have nowhere to go back to. A blanket of dread falls over our clan. They're not out of the woods yet. In this chapter of the Howling Pines saga. And we are back. After being ambushed in the cave, you actually managed to get out of this fight with very minimal casualties. Only 2 or 3 people seem to have fallen on your end. Which is, you don't look too happy about it, but it's, compared to the 20-something that you took down on their side, that went pretty well.
Who are they? Do I know them?
They're people, they're people from the settlement, but they're not terribly important. None of the named
Great.
NPCs that we thought of.
Oh, I was about to
Thank
ask. What are their names?
They're just a bunch of Viking red shirts.
No one likes a bitter DM, Tyler.
They were general people. One who was on the older side, but one who was also younger, I would say. But your brother is fine. Your father is fine. Your father came out with no wounds, and your brother, though he did take a pretty big gash in his side, it didn't hit any vital organs, and he was able to be patched up pretty easily.
So I'm gonna go flick him in the head then, be like gently, but be like, don't do that again.
I wasn't planning on being stabbed.
As I help
It was
him,
not intentional.
as I help him get on a stretcher,
Yeah.
to pull him. I was like, no one ever plans to get stabbed, son.
Some of the 3 shield people that you basically got to give up have been bound at this point. And the Jarl is, although people are fussing over her, trying to get her patched up, she's trying to say, we've got it. She's trying to say, we've got to get going. We've got to go.
I sort of I shoo whoever is bugging her, and in the way that I don't want to say anything. I don't want to try to take over her power, but to shoo them to do what she's asking, so that I can
Jarl.
we will tend to I will tend to you on the boat. Get down there.
Well, plenty of time on the voyage.
Yes, get
Jarl,
down to the boat.
where are we
To the
going?
boat.
We've got to head back. We've got to get to the settlement. Oda's veiled threat is looming pretty heavily over the clansmen who were there. Shouldn't use that word. It takes you about a few minutes to get. Oh, and you do, the person who was unconscious that they captured wasn't fatally wounded in any capacity. It's a situation where he had been kind of had his leg shot, so he couldn't run very well, and then just kind of conked,
Sure.
knocked unconscious.
The 3 that we have bound, I bring, or know, direct to bring them to the boat. Don't harm them.
Yeah, you get out to when you get out of the cave. The storm is still at the same strength it was before. Doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. Both of your boats are still moored just off of the island, looking as they did when you left them.
Vasilisa, I toss you your bone. I don't know how to use that. I think you might be needing it soon. Let's go.
I look to I look to Thalos, and as we're heading down, whoever's helping me carry her brother on the stretcher, I signal to Thalos. They must have come here on a boat, yeah?
Yeah,
Their boat should still be here, yeah?
I assume.
Maybe go ask those 3 men. See if we can pry some stuff from them. Maybe also have them help with that boat. We put a couple of our people on that boat with you.
We could leave the smaller boat here for now.
For now, we come back later, yeah.
Yeah. Bring the larger boat. You think
Run
we
it
bring
by
that
Jarl,
back
but-
if we
yeah.
see Jarl?
As we're all kind of like,
Thelos?
You're thinking they must have brought a boat here, yes?
Well, it stands to reason. I don't see wings on them.
If we're going to be potentially walking into an ambush, coming in a ship they would think is friendly might be useful. We show up with their ship leading our ship. They may think our larger ship was spoils of war. Assuming they're there, could help us get closer.
It's not a bad idea, but we don't have time.
can I make like an awareness or some sort of like perception to I know it's a storm, so it's really not the best advantage, the
You want
best.
to check and see.
I just want to see if it's any, because they would have had to moor in the same direction as us. Like, we wouldn't have seen them as we came in, and they came in after, but
They could have moored on the other side of the island
they
yesterday.
could have, I guess. Yeah, that's true. I just want to check. That's all. I just want to see if there's any.
As you go around the mountain, you do see 3 boats moored on the other side, 2 Berdings and a Carve. However, one of the Carves you do, or not one of the Carves, but the Carve you do see is leaving.
Okay.
You see some men on, and they've pushed it out. You see the archers who
I was
ran
about to
out.
say, yeah, the archers must have been able to run.
Yeah.
All right. Then, well,
Jarl, do we have a plan? Or are we just running to join our clansmen in death?
We get back to the clan as quickly as possible. That is all that matters.
Alright.
Chelsea?
While this is all happening, rewind for a second.
Yes.
What I want to do is I want to take one of the dead bodies of the evil people,
Yes.
cut their heart out, and I want to put it on the hand of Hell that she's holding out. And
Sacrifice.
ask for insight on what Oda was talking about and use my runes.
are you using Oda's heart?
Yeah, that's cooler. That's what I did. I use Oda's heart and I assess.
Roll me
Holy
insight.
shit.
Okay, so that's
she get anything
a
for
natural
that?
20.
Oh shit! She don't need nothing.
Oda who?
It's a lot of fire.
Oda, I barely
Oh, it's on
know
her hand.
Okay,
She's
goodbye.
like, remember you were like, she's like,
Yeah, she's
So
got
down
she's got a hand out like
it's
this.
like dripping blood off of her.
You get the sense of a lot of fire. That's all that comes to mind. Is just fire.
I'm gonna like start like patting because I like gonna have just a moment of fear that I'm caught on fire, and then and then I'm going to hurry out to tell them, ideally coming in during this conversation.
It just increases the Jarl's like urgency.
Yeah,
like,
no, I just want to be
get
like
everyone on the boat. Yeah, just leave everything, get everybody on the boat. Let's go.
This is a out of are the boats? Is the main boat the what's one that I was in oaring?
The Carve.
There's
a Carve.
Is the Carve big enough to have the people who are on the bearding on it as well? Or do we have to have the two boats?
It'd probably be a little crowded. Let me check the boat sizes real quick.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand if like we benefit better from,
If you packed everybody in there, you could fit everybody on the Carve.
Will it slow us down?
No.
I mean, we'd have more arms for oars.
we do that,
Sure, but there's still only eight oars.
Yeah,
on the Carve.
but we can rotate faster so that like during because doesn't it a day's travel?
I'm out of no, it's not a day. It was only a few
That's fair.
hours.
You'd be sacrificing comfort to put everybody on one boat, basically, but it wouldn't be a huge deal. You'd basically just be adding an extra 10 people to the boat.
We don't need comfort, we need to go home.
That's my only thing is I can't be on the oar. I have to tend to those two and the
You have to go around and tend to the. Yeah.
I have too many people to. That's kind of what I did. I expressed that to the group.
I think it's the best way to have a full array of oarsmen and have you able to tend to the wounded as we travel. It makes sense to me. Jarl?
The Jarl agrees.
All right.
You let everybody up.
Then
do you
make that way.
Do you take the 3 with you, or do you leave them?
Do we have room for the 3?
You have room, yes.
Yes, we take them. I elect to take them. I say we cannot leave these men on this island alone.
Why?
Because
We can if they are dead.
they won't die. Not
I have a pretty surefire way of killing them.
We can make that happen.
You are too young to understand. I will not allow it. You can go through me if you'd like.
The Jarl shouts from on top of the boat. She says, "They may have information. We take them. We ask them."
I kill them after then.
You just get on the boat.
I stare down. I stare you down.
Eh?
And you don't know where I
I was like, both of the Hildas are like, let's kill them. Like, you can pick either Hilda.
It was good.
All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to do before getting on the boat and going?
When we're on the boat, if you'll allow me to, I would like to assist in your healing efforts by singing a song about how much the green stag
I have
sucks.
to heal you. You are at full strain.
True.
So if you're gonna do those things,
I only have one crit anyway.
You are at a disadvantage for both mind and will now.
Because you have an injury in will, doing an influence would be at a severe disadvantage for you. You can still try, but it raises the difficulty level by 2 if you try to use will right now.
And do I understand correctly that she will then always have that injury now?
No. That's if.
No, I only have
that's
one
a very
injury.
particular.
I don't have 2 injuries.
Oh, okay,
I have
okay.
2 injuries,
I got
but
worried.
into 2 separate categories.
You are able. Yeah. Okay. So, first things first, you get on. When you're on, first things first, you have to sail out of this storm. So what do you do to assist with successfully getting this boat out of the storm?
I'm too focused. I can't help.
Second verse, same as the first. I'm doing my job.
Okay.
I'm starting with the Jarl.
And we already have enough oarsmen, yeah? Technically, with the extra people.
The oars are fine. Yes.
Okay.
You don't need to be on the oars if you're not in a position to.
I think I might just be storming around the ship, still doing the same thing I did before, but worse. Just angry.
I am going to try to use my fortune telling to alert of any big waves coming in, alert of like lightning stuff, and like ways the wind might be changing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight for that. Miles, what are you doing? You're doing the same
Insight
thing
or
before?
fortune telling? Because if it's fortune telling, I get plus
fortune
one.
telling isn't a skill.
It's not true. My runes give me +1 to fortune telling.
Right, for fortune telling checks, which we're calling our insights, you can use the runes for it, but its insight is the skill that you're rolling.
But
You make the insight check. The fortune telling's giving you the +1. It's not a fortune telling check. It's the fortune telling is benefiting the insight check.
The fortune telling check is basically, the way that I'm doing it is basically just a more specific insight check. So the skill that you're using is insight, but it's
can I get my
+1
+1 from my runes? Is all I'm asking.
Yes, because
Thank
you're
you.
applying it to fortune telling, but you're rolling insight as the skill for it. Miles, you're doing the
Sailing.
sailing.
I'm just
okay.
going, giving orders.
All right, go ahead and roll sailing. Jackie, what are you doing?
I kind of just want to see if I can keep a lookout for the other boat. So I don't know if that's awareness.
It'd be awareness, yes.
So then, yeah, I would like to do that.
Bridget, what are you doing?
I was doing the same thing I was doing before. I think we had that as awareness, so I'm gonna take a -2, you said?
No, it affects the difficulty level. It makes it much
Right.
harder for you, basically.
Much harder. Yeah, okay. That's okay. That's what I'm gonna do. That's all I got.
Okay. Tyler, you are healing.
I'm focused on the Jarl. That's kind of what I'm just trying to ease with the storm and tend to her wounds, make sure that there's no lasting effects, there's no deep lacerations or any of the salves I have are going to be enough, and make sure that she gets bandaged properly and she doesn't get up from the chair or wherever she's seated, just making sure that she's gotta keep the next hour off her feet.
Okay. Miles, what did you roll?
24.
All right. Jackie?
21.
All right. Chelsea?
16.
Okay. Tyler?
19.
Bridget?
11.
Okay. You guys get enough successes. This goes better than last time, honestly. You all gain a grit in the meantime. You do come out of the storm. All right. Jackie, you do faintly in front of you as you come out of the storm, as the waves calm down, as the sky is clear, you do see the faint. You see the shape of a sail out in front of you, more or less. It's pretty far away though.
I run to the Jarl, let her know, and then I run to Thelos and let him know.
And Hildur says, "We have to catch them." Now the
You heard her, men. Row. Row.
Okay, so now this is there's no storm, but you basically are trying to catch up to this.
I force, or I sort of just like take Brunhilde and set her down and say, "You will sit here, and we will take care of these." And I take my hands and I sort of place it on the side of her temple, and just kind of do a light massage on the sides, as well as take her hand and do the same. Both hands just kind of doing a light massage and sort of patting her head and just kind of
Trying to calm her down, basically.
calming her down and just saying, there are lots of reasons that an orphan could have the rage you have, to feel as lost as you do. But the fact that the first thing that you want is to make people happy and to sing great tales. I sort of indicate to the three men bound, and I say, that is not a person who wants to eradicate life. Do not lose. They did not take
them. They took them. They are responsible for this. They are of the Green Stag. They killed my parents. They have made me borrowed. They will pay. They will absolutely pay.
That is up to them and the gods, my dear little Brunhilde.
I am not
Because
going to wait for the gods.
At the end of the day, do you see them? How young are these people? How young are these men?
They're roughly around the same age as Brunhilde and Berghild.
Do they seem capable? Do they seem of a certain winterishness as I am, to have been able to do the things you blame them of?
No.
No. And the truth is that who would you be if you were not borrowed? Do you know that woman? Do you like that woman?
I don't
I don't know her. I know who you are. I did not become a healer because I wanted to be from birth. I wanted to be a great warrior, like Thor or Baldur. And I lost a very important person when their people came. It changes you, that death, that loss. I just advise you to think about what you gained. Also, and I reach in my satchel and I pull out a little bit of chocolate and a little mint. You're going to eat that, and when you finish that, then you can move from your seat. And I get up and I kind of walk away. Basically, I'd love to reduce her strain level, and I would like to use my healer's kit to be able to do that. How much can I reduce her strain by? At least maybe 1, maybe 2?
According to this, it's like a 1 and then a 2 if you get a epic success. From
Okay.
what I understand.
So let me go ahead and roll. It's probably not focus. I feel like this is much more a influence or an insight.
The way that you're approaching it, yeah.
Yeah, the way I'm approaching it, it's not focus. It's not like I need to 10 medically. This is more of a mental sort of connection.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
feel like
broken
it's
on the
more.
inside.
I think it's more of an influence thing. But do I? And I wouldn't get my healer's kit bonus to that. I don't think
where
so.
else
Right?
would you have
Like-
gotten the chocolate?
I would, yeah.
Mint is
mint.
technically
There
an
you go.
herb. Yeah.
I would go ahead and apply it.
Okay.
It is
All right.
it is for your craft.
Okay. So
Even if what you're doing is placebo, I would apply it.
so influence 3, so plus 5. 7. It was so close to a natural 20. It lit 2 and
So,
20
it
are
was
right
like,
next to each other. It
And-
hit it, and then and I was like, no. So 7. 7.
My speech was so good. That was a good speech.
You do manage to remove a strain, but you also take 1 strain yourself. That's what I'll
So,
say. Yeah.
so I'm
yeah. I
one
guess.
strain below my threshold, correct?
1 strain
So I'm
below
at
your threshold.
5 strain. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long turn. I want to give it to you guys.
After this, you have, as all that has been going on, people have been going crazy on the oars, and you are pulling up close enough to see this ship. It is the ship that you saw leaving, for sure. It is also, as you get closer, you realize, it was the merchant ship that had stopped by yesterday.
Son of a bitch!
I fucking called it.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the only one who went down there too. So like, you're the only one who actually.
I'm the
like,
only
fully
one who
recognizes
knew!
it.
So
I'm
as
so
you
mad.
so as you approach, the shipwright basically calls that they're preparing to ram it. How would you like to assist with that action? What can you do to help with this?
Can I ask briefly, as for our group, a clarification? This ramming action, is that going to allow people to be able to like board the ship?
You can try to. It would be very difficult.
So the ramming is more to do what then?
The ramming is to try and puncture a hole in the ship.
And are we going to suffer potential damage by doing so?
If you are on the ramming end, so this boat does have a firm. Wow, I'm completely losing my mind for the term.
Bow.
A bow. It has like the metal, the thing.
The person on the front, right? The dragon?
No.
No,
He's
not
not
that.
talking
There's,
about.
there's,
He's talking
there's
about.
there's like a thing they would put on the fronts of boats specifically for ramming.
Okay. You don't have to know the term. Like, yeah, like,
it has that. Yes, there's
that's
a
its
reinforced
purpose.
metal front to this boat,
Yeah.
meant particularly for ramming. So if you hit with that, like, you will not suffer much in response.
Okay.
And they're not really in a position to turn around and ram you.
Right, they're headed. Okay, sorry.
one
If that
second.
was, I'm not really taking a turn. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah,
some
you are
particulars.
seeing some of them come out on the deck and look out, and they're definitely seeing you. You're seeing some archers come out and try to like take some shots, but it's tough, you know. As you're approaching, what can you guys do to assist?
Just gonna reinforce the ship's hull with my carpentry skills.
Like it's fucking Guns of
crap.
Icarus.
Yep.
Boink.
Yep.
Well,
Well, you could. I can't say. Sorry.
you do have knowledge of the ships that you could use to help with.
Yeah, I just when I roll 1 dice, it usually screws me, and so when I roll 2 dice, it usually goes better. But I only get to do that if I'm crafting something. What if I craft a picture of the enemy ship and show the weak points on it?
This is a group action, much like sailing out of the storm. So you're not going to be taking individual failures and successes as much. It's about everybody kind of contributing enough to get enough successes for the group.
You also don't have to go first, Miles, if you want a
Yeah.
second.
Jackie's
got an idea. So.
Jackie's ready.
Okay. I would like to take, because I have rope, it says so on my gear, I would like to take some rope, tie it to the end of an arrow, shoot the arrow into the side of the boat, and then pull the rope so that there ends up being a hole in the boat. Am I close enough to do that?
I mean, theoretically, but pulling.
You gotta tell her, man. You
I
gotta tell her.
I feel like if you pull on that, the arrow would just come out.
I mean, probably, but, like, might as well try. What if I get a natural 20?
No, that's not his point.
Excuse me, Tyler. I'm sorry, I'm talking to my DM right now.
I don't know that this is a physically possible thing.
It's You're talking about an arrow that is this thick in diameter, pulling.
I've seen crazier things happen on cartoons all the time. This is
That
also
is not
a
the logic to
Nobody
use
said it had
here.
to be realistic.
Put it into a person.
Chelsea, what's going on?
Can I use fortune telling to determine where they're going to move so that
That's not a...
perchance Miles can help get the direct them towards the weak spot?
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, trying to predict the future movements. You can roll insight for that, I would say.
Fortune telling insight?
Yes, fortune telling insight.
You gotta clarify.
Tyler, are you trying to talk to me?
Yes.
Okay, so I hope you know, like last week, you're mostly covered on my iPad, and I can only see Chris.
All right.
Okay.
So
25.
So I see you doing this.
Okay, noted.
Sorry, Chelsea, what'd you get?
25.
Okay. Who knows what they want to do? Who knows what they want to do?
I'll just do the, yeah, you can go first.
I'd like to sing a song.
Just like a rousing...
Far, wherever they are, I believe that we can sink their ship.
Okay, that is influence, where you do still have an injury, but...
I do
Since
still
you're
have
a
an injury,
skull-
but I ate my chocolate real fast.
Yeah, that's it. That handles your strain, not your injury.
No.
So you do have Scald and Performance, though, so that kind of offsets the injury.
Yeah, right?
As far as DL goes.
So it's just
Okay,
a
go
plus
ahead.
4?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll Influence.
Come on. I don't know who to pick. Alright, let's see. So, 14?
Okay, Miles, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess just with my knowledge of the ship they're using and what I can observe from it, I'm just gonna try and with the information I'm getting from Brughild. I'm just gonna try and guide the ship so we're ramming the most effective point possible.
Okay,
The
that'd be either
weakest
an
point on
Intellect
their
or
ship.
Sailing, which is the same thing, so go ahead and roll for that.
But it's not crafting.
Tyler and Jackie, I still just need your plan.
Okay, amendment. What if I still tie the rope to the arrow and I still shoot, but the way I shoot the arrow, it somehow connects to the boat, and then just us as a group of people pull the boat into our boat,
Pull it into the
ramming thing on our boat.
Will that offset my fortune telling?
Wouldn't the arrow just come out still, though? That's still the issue I'm
Okay,
having.
so what if I tie rope around 5 arrows, and I'm so good at shooting a bow and arrow that it's...
Do you know how big a boat is compared to an arrow?
Yeah, so much bigger. I'm aware of the size difference. But again, I'm just trying to come up with a creative solution. Or second option, hear me out, I just shoot the captain of the boat.
Yes!
There!
Yeah.
That's the one!
Yeah, there you do that. Fire back. Take a raged.
I do love that it's second option, hear me out. It's the craziest idea.
Second
That's
option.
the crazy
Same
Yeah,
thing as
the
the
only
first
one that's
option.
actually plausible.
Not 5 people pulling on one arrow to pull a whole boat into another boat.
To be fair, I gave her that idea.
How does a fucking natural 20 do it for you?
Well, hold on.
Great. Tyler.
I'm just, I guess, honestly, my thought was I was just going to try to, I don't know, just keep awareness of if one of them is going to try to leap off the boat or something like that, from their boat onto our boat, in some way, if anybody's trying to leave their boat to...
This is for the action leading up to you guys colliding, so nobody would really be close enough to do
Okay.
anything like that.
All right. I don't have much that I would want to do in that situation. Maybe just
We should
help
build a
in.
ramp. It's pretty cool. When you build ramp.
I guess I would want to help brace for some of the wounded, right? Like for some of the people that are like just help kind of keep everybody grounded as we're about to ram into this thing, like just to make sure that we're not all just gonna go off the side, especially the Jarl.
Okay.
All right.
Roll a athletics.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, Chelsea, you had like a 20. What is 20 something, right?
25.
25.
Okay. Miles, what did you have?
Do carpentry and workmanship either or apply here? So I had a 15.
Carpentry applies. Yeah.
Alright, 15.
Jackie got a natural 20. Tyler.
4.
Woo!
Bridget.
14.
You guys rammed the side, and one person goes over the edge but doesn't fall entirely. He's holding onto the railing. You do put a hole in the boat. Also, the captain is dead. Jackie killed the captain.
Here, take my very useful weapon. I'm gonna go fight this person with my hand axe.
Can I use my agility to try and help the person falling over?
They've been caught. It wouldn't be an agility at this point. It would be kind of an athletics to try and help pull them back on. If anything, if you'd like to.
Yes, sure.
Sure, and it won't be very difficult. Tyler is there trying to help. He didn't do a very good job, but he is there trying to help.
It's a 10.
That's enough. You can get him back up. Whatever.
Cool.
You do take one strain. You and Tyler both take one strain as you pull him back up.
Can I use one grit to not tie that?
You can if you'd like.
I would, very.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
There's a hole in the boat, and it's not sinking fast, but you can tell they're panicking. A lot of them running below deck. As a wave comes up, you see a little bit go in, and it's definitely a situation where, like, over time, this is going to get worse and worse for them. And the Jarl says, "Good, that was all we needed. Head back home." And they start. Does anybody object to this?
Oh, we're not close. I thought we were, like, in the bay. All right.
No, this is, you're out of the storm, and you've got maybe 2 hours left before you get back to your place. It took you a while to catch up to them. But, yeah.
Can I,
Yes, Bridget.
as an angry, I don't know if it's still counts as an action, but as an angry reaction, hopefully, as we, like, head out and, like, leave the boat with the hole behind, I still want to scream, "Fuck the green stag," a couple of times. Fuck
Yes,
the
you
green
can-
stag.
Yes,
Fuck the
you
green
can.
stag.
Yes, you can shout.
Thank you.
Okay.
Getting out my aggression.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple hours pass, and it's pretty smooth sailing from here on out. You see the boat sinking lower and lower on the horizon. You're not sure how much of that is you getting further away, and how much of that is them taking on water. But you do see them kind of, like, start moving away from the settlement at this point. It looks like they're trying to find somewhere safe to disembark, basically, before they go under. Your strain gets to go away here.
Wish I
You
had
had
used that
enough time to
grid.
rest on the way back. Nothing strenuous has been happening. You've just been traveling back. Since you are on the boat, Tyler, and you are a healer, Bridget, you get to remove one injury
Thank you.
as he kind of attends to you. So choose one of your injuries to take off. You don't have to say which one. Just
Okay.
take it off as you feel it. As you get closer to the settlement, you start seeing smoke in the air, and as you arrive near the docks, you do see one more boat. It's only a birding, but you do see a boat there, and several several of the buildings closer to the docks are on fire. As you approach, the Jarl doesn't really care much for using the docks and disembarking in order at this point, and she simply orders that you run the boat aground and just kind of go up on the land a couple hundred feet from the settlement, and they start disembarking. The watchtower near the front, you do see two guards on it. One sitting in the top, shooting arrows down at a handful of green stag shield warriors, basically, that you're seeing kind of run around. You're seeing people from the village running. You see some running far from the settlement at this point. Like they've cleared the buildings and are just kind of heading for the hills at this point. You see 3 of them trying to climb up the stairs to the watchtower, with one more guard there who's kind of on the stairs, not really letting them through, just kind of blocking their path as the other one takes some shots at them. And yeah, as the Jarl and a bunch of others are heading off the boat, what would you guys like to do?
Can I try and detach the ladder from the side of the watchtower?
It's a ways away, but it's not a ladder. There's sort of a staircase wrapping around it situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna craft. And I'll
craft a new boat.
Make a huge ramp.
The biggest ramp you ever saw.
I'm gonna craft a ramp for us to ride our boat off of.
Tech.
All right.
Just catch
Yes.
air. Hit the watchtower.
What would anybody? Yeah. So basically, they're getting off of the boat, just kind of jumping off the side and running towards the town center. You're seeing again some buildings on fire, some people running, a couple soldiers fighting on the watchtower, and you're hearing a lot of commotion over from the town center, although you can't see much because of the buildings in the way.
I'm gonna head towards the town center.
All right. Nobody else. All right.
I am going to try to use fortune telling to see if there's like someone who is in charge, like where they're trying to strike next. So maybe we can get them before they get us.
Go ahead and roll an insight.
Fortune telling insight?
Yes, fortune telling insight. You said you're doing it for fortune telling.
Oh, thank God
She's
she was
muted.
muted.
I know.
Yeah, we couldn't put that on air.
Yeah. Okay. You think I'd have it memorized? 23.
You just see the town square. That's all you see.
Great. I'm gonna shout "Town Square" as I jump off the boat.
At everybody running to the town square.
Yep. Listen,
All right.
I didn't know.
Listen.
Listen.
Yeah. Well, she can't see.
I'm gonna
really.
talk poorly about you to the recording. Okay, you're
She's
dumb.
recording her.
I see at least 3
Hey,
different
Crispy
poop
London.
pee.
God,
I
not
didn't
the
say
poo-poo
fortune
pee again.
telling.
Pee people.
But
Oh, he
All right.
poops and pees all the time.
All right.
he needs a diaper. He
who
poops.
So Miles and Bridget are both heading to the town center. What else is going on? Jackie and Tyler.
I'm gonna run to the town center as well, but I would like to try to shoot one of the people trying to climb up the tower on my way there.
Okay, so make a ranged. At them.
$16.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. You don't take any strain. You hit one of them in the back, and you seem just kind of like stagger, and then just like fall over the side of the stairs. Tyler.
I turned to the 3 bound men.
Okay.
3 bound men. 3 bound men. I say to them,
Tyler's about to get really kinky.
listen. You stay here. I can protect you. You leave this boat. I can't do anything.
They just kind of...
Okay. And I hop off when I start heading towards the town square as well.
All right.
Oh. Actually, one more thing. I'll ask them. How many of your party were here?
They only sent the birding, so... Yeah, not more than 10, 15?
I jump off.
Yeah. As you guys come around to the town square, there's bodies from both sides, kind of strewn about the area. When you get to the center itself, you see four of your guards that stayed behind, 4 of the able-bodied, kind of tentatively poking at this large, just this woman. She must be like over. She's around 6.5 feet tall, but she's got just this very thick plate armor all over her. She's swinging a battle axe, and they're just trying at this point to just kind of like stay away, but like occupy her attention. They're also being menaced on the side by 5 shield warriors of the Greenleafs as well, who are kind of starting to box stags.
Okay.
Green stags who are starting to kind of box them in and surround them. Meanwhile, behind her is a woman with a torch who is going around and just setting various buildings on fire as the guards are preoccupied, more or less. Yes?
Thelos and I are arriving at the same time, right?
Pretty much all of you headed there.
Okay.
If anybody is behind, it would be Jackie and Tyler, because they took actions before coming.
Okay. Can I turn to Thelos and be like, we're gonna kill the fire one, right?
No.
Banging!
Nods audibly.
It's an audible nod.
Nods audibly is my rap name. Alright. Yeah.
And I want to head towards that motherfucker, and I want to start chopping.
Fire, you're taking a melee?
Yes,
Your approach is melee, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll melee.
Yeah.
She gave you a little message.
It's a natural 20!
Oh, hey!
Hey!
Okay. What is your...
23 total.
23 total.
Jesus.
What does that come out to? Basically ends up...
She's dying about it.
I've
dying
literally
about it
breathed
over
in
here.
the biggest glob of spit. I just can't. I can't shake it.
Okay, so that is 4 successes. You gain 2 grit, but it happens in a really cool fashion. You don't defeat them, but
No, but
you
I'm gonna get
hurt
him.
them pretty bad.
All right, great. So I get 2 grit for that. Sorry.
You get 2 grit.
I got 4 grit. Great. So I'm just gonna like full on like kind of screaming like a banshee. It's just sort of like and like, you know, really kind of bury it into like as he's like setting something on fire. I kind of want to bury it my axe right here and sort of like pull him off center and sort of like knock him down.
Okay.
I
That
want to give him
happens.
the big chop.
And then, and then she gets back to her feet. She's not dead yet.
Yeah,
So it wasn't enough
no,
to
but
defeat them.
I just
Yeah.
want to make her stop lighting my buildings on fire.
Okay. Yeah. She staggers. She drops the torch. She staggers back to her feet. She takes out her long sword, ready to fight now.
Oh shit!
You caught her completely by surprise while she was distracted, lighting buildings on fire.
Good.
Thelos, you're also there, and then right after you, Chelsea will be getting there.
The market square. What sort of things are there?
Market square? It's not a market square. It's just a town square. It's really
Town
just
square,
people's. It's really just people's huts around here, the places where people live. There's not a whole lot of buildings here.
Okay.
There's a small raised platform where the Jarl will address the settlement, but for the most part, it's just kind of an open kind of cobblestone area, meeting place, plaza situation. There is so the platform does have like a wooden arch over it.
Sure.
That's like got like symbols carved into it to represent like the clan and all that, like a slight decorative piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is my shop anywhere near here?
You tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into my wood shop and
1 second. It is on fire.
Great. Great. That's fine.
Not terribly on fire. It's only kind of on fire.
Just started.
It's
just
not.
the starting bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna rush into the wood shop. What I'm gonna do is grab the cart that I usually use to like bring in lumber when I'm working on larger projects.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll a bunch of like logs like into the cart so they're sticking out of the front, and I'm gonna take the cart and I'm gonna ram it. Just start charging straight towards the 6.5 foot tall person.
Excellent. Wow. Yeah. What would that be? Let's see. Craft?
Probably a bad idea.
If I had to call it something, it'd be a bad idea.
You're basically making a.
So
I'm trying to make an impromptu battering ram. Is exactly
So what
what
you
I'm
would
trying
say
to
is
do.
he's
crafting a battering ram? Weird. Whoa.
He's gonna craft and then he's gonna win.
It's such a long thing to do.
I know. I was thinking maybe I have to split this into 2 actions. What if I give up my next action to do it?
We can say that, yeah. And we'll have
Cool.
you roll. We'll have you roll for it next round.
It takes you
Next
this
round?
turn and next turn to do it, but it
This turn to
happens
prep
on the
it,
next
but
turn.
it will be crafting. You are making a makeshift battering ram,
Cool. Love that.
so next turn it will happen.
Great.
Chelsea, you come into the plaza to see Brynhilda just majorly score this person who's been setting fires, and you also see some of your guards, some people you know. What's his name?
Grumbleguard?
What's his name?
Adolphus is among these guards here. He's in that group, being kind of boxed in by five regular-looking soldiers, and then this big knight covered in like huge armor, basically.
Great. I love that. How far? What the configuration we're running in on is Fire Lady.
The Fire
Fire
Lady is actually
person.
further from you than this fight. It's kind of happening off to the side. If you get to the plaza, imagine it's like in a circle like this.
Okay.
You guys are coming in this way. This fight's happening over here. The fire stuff is like here. They're being
Okay.
pushed like to this edge of the plaza. Yeah.
And there's people around, like
There-
they're circling around.
Yeah, so the big guy, or the big girl, and then five, like, a shield wall of, like, 5 people, basically, is kind of surrounding the 4 of your own guards.
Okay, this is a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it. Is there a building on fire by me?
There is, yes.
Great.
couple.
Gonna take my
In
walking
fact,
stick.
In fact,
Is
what's
it
his
Miles'
name's...
house?
Thelos' shop is He's right next to you and on fire.
Right by you and on
And
fire.
we're going
Weird.
to it.
So convenient.
Great.
Work.
Oh, then there's probably just some random lumber around, right?
There really
Yes.
is.
Great.
absolutely
so
is.
I'm gonna.
It's why it's such a fire hazard.
Yeah, weird.
Why is
am
that
going to grab like a one that's kind of like out where it's not on fire, but it is on fire a little bit. And I am going to use my question marks agility to run around really fast and light them all on fire.
All of them?
Just like kind of like la 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 around them.
Yeah.
You're just targeting the shield guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll agility.
This can only go well.
I believe
That
in you.
is a 14 to catch them on fire.
You catch one on fire, but you take 2 strain in the process. Yeah.
Okay.
How does that happen? How do you take strain? What happens? What happens to you?
Oh, well, as I am running around, I am lighting them on fire, and then I light my own self on fire.
So you only get one of them on fire, is what I'm saying.
No, I know, but so I'm trying to light them on fire, and as I'm waiting, you know how like when you're trying to like light a match,
It
and
burns down too far. And
Yeah.
Get yourself. Okay. Alright. That works. I'd say Tyler and Jackie, you're both getting here around this time.
Nice.
You're seeing Berkhild running around with a flaming stick.
I'm gonna let Jackie go first.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the really tall lady, right?
Yes.
And she's being covered by the other soldiers.
The 4 soldiers that you had were having a really hard time with her, and now they're getting surrounded by these 5 other soldiers. And
Okay.
Berkhild is trying to help with that, but they're still being surrounded right now.
Not really my forte, but I'm gonna try it because, you know, why not? I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say, your Jarl is dead. Leave now unharmed, or I will shoot. And then, like, get my arrow ready.
Yeah, roll an influence.
Oh boy, here we go. Good luck
Actually,
to
you know
me.
what? I am going to spend a grit, or I'm gonna spend the 2 to lower her difficulty level. I'm gonna assist.
1 grit when assisting someone else, 2 grit to lower your own difficulty level.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend the 1 to lower her grit by we have men on a boat who can confirm our story.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your influence.
$13.
You take 3 strain.
Great. Love that for me.
It does not succeed. You see some of the soldiers like kind of glance at you and are like, "Wait, what? Like really?" But then before they can respond much, the one in the armor shouts. She's like, "I care not what happens to the green stags or their weak jarl." And
Oh no.
with her like booming voice, the rest of them kind of the soldiers with the green stag symbols on their shields, just like yeah, all right, and snap back into it. That puts us back at Bridget, I believe.
So I'd like to kind of like did the girl woman that I'm fighting with the long sword, did she pay attention to them at all? Well, like, did her focus get pulled at all? Or has she always been ready to swing at me?
She glanced a bit, yeah, but she's like in... She's locked into like this fight now. Yeah, she's like, I'll deal with that later. This is happening.
I kind of want to like, well, I want to take a page out of Chelsea's backstory, and I kind of want to, like, the moment that she sort of glances over, I kind of want to bend down and scoop up a handful of like dust and rocks, and when she turns back to me, I want to throw it in her face and then hit her.
And then you're trying to use dirty tactics and then make a melee strike, basically.
Yes. I don't know if that's 2 actions.
It's not. I'm trying to figure out.
I feel like intellect, maybe.
I would really like it to be intellect, even though I'm still kind of hurt in the mind. It's my one special thing. It's my one specialty, and I haven't gotten to use it yet.
If you would like the approach to be intellect, it can be intellect.
Okay, great. So I get a +4 and I get advantage, right? But the
you
DL
get to roll.
is super
You get to roll
high.
twice. Yes.
I get to roll
Yes.
twice, but the DL is super high. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. So the first one, natural 17. 21 for the first one. 21.
Yeah. You take 6 strain.
Fuck. All right.
It does not go well.
All right. So 6 strain. That is
You do have
exactly
armor.
my limit. Oh, I do have armor, right?
You do have armor. Yes.
So, and I've been using my hand axe, and I get a +1 to hand axe. So that is actually a 23.
You still take 6 strain.
Still take 6 strain. Great. And do
Yeah.
I have? So that matches my strain level. So, am I double injured in the mind?
No,
you can use your armor, one of your armor uses, to lower the amount you take by 1. Also, you only get injured when you surpass your strain level. If you reach the end of it, that's not an injury.
Okay.
If you match it, you don't take an injury.
So I just have
You can use 1 use of your armor to take 5 strain instead of 6.
Okay, great. Then I take 5 strain.
Okay. So how does she fuck you up here?
I think when I do the like rock throw thing, it goes kind of wide, and she like knows that it happened and swings down and catches me. I think she gets me with her sword.
Okay. Miles.
Having potentially crafted, we'll see how it goes. My my makeshift battering ram. I'm going to charge right for the 6'5" armor-clad woman. I'm going to spend my 2 grit to lower the DL on this.
Okay. And yeah, you're rolling craftsmanship here. Or not craftsmanship, you're rolling crafting here.
Excellent. Is this carpenter or workmanship? I don't know. We'll see.
That's up to me.
Yeah, I'll leave that in your culpable hands, depending how this goes.
Culpable hand.
They're the same number. But it's a pretty good number.
Okay.
Since I'm in my workshop using my stuff, would that count as carpenter tools? Like using my carpenter tools?
Use your carpenter's tools to make this, yeah.
Cool. It's gonna be 22.
Okay. Let's see. You get 2 grit back, and it is very successful.
Alright.
You do a lot of damage to them. They are not down, but it hurts a lot. How does this go?
You see a cart with these wood pieces laying in it, so they're sticking out the end, come flying out of the workshop and turning the corner slightly. I line right up with the big end, and I charge straight for her, and just ram, just like it, and it just hits, and she's just set back right into one of the buildings. Slumps down a little bit, and I'm like, all right, well that wasn't so hard as I thought it would be. And then she stands up and looks at me. Turn around to Vasilisa. I'm like, this one here's a bear of a woman. Maybe we could use some help.
All right. Chelsea. You're muted.
I'm gonna throw my hand axe at the big lady.
All right. Just a thrown attack.
Yeah, how close am I to her? Can I get into it?
You're like 10 feet away. Yeah. Like if you were around there like lighting people on fire, like you're pretty close to her.
Oh, great. No, I'm just gonna stab her then.
Okay.
I'm gonna with her head.
How close am I?
So just a melee attack then, yeah. Are you using any grid or no?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man.
That did not roll on the
You keep
board.
muting yourself and then talking to us.
I didn't roll because my roommates were watching TV and it's really loud, so I don't want to get picked up. It's not my fault. It's not their fault. 13, so 17.
Okay. You take 6 strain. Do not land a hit.
I would like to use one of my silver armors. I'm still over though, so
Okay.
I'm at 6 strain. And I don't know how the injury thing works.
It puts you at 6 strain total?
No, at 7 strain total.
Puts you at 7 strain total even after you use your armor?
I mean, I can only use it once, right?
You can only use it once, yeah.
So yeah.
How much strain did you have before? Oh, you did.
2.
Right, okay. Yeah, you roll a d20, and that tells you what the injury is.
Great.
To...
Cool. 18.
That's combat, I believe.
Combat, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, so you have an injury in combat. So taking combat actions is more difficult now.
How did that happen?
Jackie, I believe, is next. Yeah.
Okay, well, I had an arrow knocked. So here's what I'm envisioning in my mind. While I let the arrow go towards the lady, who's only 5 inches taller than me, and I could totally take her down, I would like to yell for my bear and say, Esbjorn, attack! And then have him, because he's always around, so might as well. So I don't know if that's 2 different things. So if not, then I'll just let the arrow go. I also don't know what a bear is.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
on
know
my
if there's
thing.
any. I haven't seen any actual rules about using bears in this game. I don't really know how the companion thing
They
works.
said I bond with a wild animal, so I'm
I
using
don't know
my
what that
wild
means
animal.
rule-wise, though. I need to ask them. I don't know what that means rule-wise.
But I could at least roll for my ranged attack.
Yes, you can roll for your range. You make a bear roll.
Do a barrel roll.
I mean, maybe it's influence your bonded bear into the action, and it's as successful as your influence is, as long as you're not asking it to do something impossible by a bear, like fly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I agree with it. I see the logic in it.
What'd you get?
I got a 20.
Okay.
Not naturally, but altogether.
You take 5 strain.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof.
On a 20.
Could I use my leather armor that I have not used yet once to lower that by one point?
You can reduce that to 4 strain.
Amazing.
Ridiculously strong.
Was that? Yeah, they are very strong. It's hard for one person to do anything to them. So how does that strain happen? I also forgot to ask Chelsea like how the strain happens as well. Like what happens as a result of your roll.
I'm so distracted by calling my bear that I shoot the arrow, but I'm in such a rush that somehow my bow like slams me in the face, and now like across the face, and it really fucking hurt.
Okay. Tyler.
I run over to Vaseline. What's her name? Vasilisa. I run over to Vasilisa, and as I'm moving over to her, I make a concoction that is a potent... is there a way that I could make like a quick, potent, like... just like some sort of noxious or toxic sort of... paralytic or something like that. That's what I'm trying, like a paralytic or like a sleeping thing that could be used against the big girl.
I would probably call that an intellect.
Okay.
I think that's the most sensible thing. Either intellect or...
Honestly, craft. I hate to say it.
Yeah, either intellect or craft.
Perfect. Natural 20.
Okay. You make a very... Yeah, you just have this stuff on hand. You're like, I use this stuff for healing, but I know that if I mix these things together... Yeah, like, well, yeah, what do you do? I'm not supposed to...
No. I just, like, that's essentially what it is. I see the kind of situation that's going on. I see that she's almost down, but the scope of the battle continues to shift against us because she's just overpowering. Even though she's strong, like even though that like we you know by the strength of Thalos, you know she's taken a good hit, like a sizable hit. She is still battle ready, and it's just like, all right, what I really need to do is I need to take her down. And what we need to do that is to make it so that she can't either move fast enough or put her to sleep or something. So I dump all of what I have. Oh, I forgot to add my healer's kit to that too, though.
It's fine. Doesn't matter.
I mean, like I was realizing in the calculation I forgot it, but so technically 27. So I'm putting as strong of agents as I possibly can. I'm potentially even mixing some, just to, like, knowing full well that the effects are possibly toxic, but it's sort of like whatever's gonna put her down, and then I can worry about healing her or bringing her back to semi-consciousness later. And I am giving this as I want to make it some sort of coating or some sort of agent to be able to be you know what? Yeah, I want it to be some sort of agent that like could be, I don't know, yeah, like just something that can be shot into her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like an arrow coating.
Yeah, it's like this paste, and so I take one of her arrows and I rub the paste, and I hand it to her, and I say,
Okay. I believe we are back to Bridget.
Okay. So
Brunhild.
I think how she hit me last time, since my armor like took away one of the strains, I think she got me like right across the full body.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure I fell. I'm pretty sure I like stumbled at least a little. So I want to like, since I'm like down on one knee, I want to take a swing for her legs, and I want to use 2 grit to do it.
Okay, so it's just a melee?
It's a melee.
I'm gonna assist.
Thank
Okay.
you.
With a
How do you do
crit.
that?
I'm gonna give it my action and I'm gonna assist. Since she's going for the legs, I'm gonna toss my I'm just gonna whip my shield around head level or just above. Basically, I'm not trying to hit her. I'm just trying to basically make it so she would have to duck out of the way of that, as opposed to jumping out of the way of the leg attack.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right. Oh, it's a natural 19, so 22.
Okay. You gain 2 grit,
Yep.
and she is taken down. However, you want that to happen.
Okay. Is she dead? No.
It's
Whether
however
you
want
decide,
to
your
do that.
call.
whether you decide to kill her or whether you decide not to kill her, she is defeated. That is
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanna get her and kind of slowly stand up, still dripping from the chest, and kick her sword away, and just sort of I'm so I think Brunhilde is so tempted to kill her, really wants to kill her, but I think the talk that she got on the boat about the age of the people that they're fighting sort of got to her. So I kind of want to stand over her and in sort of a moment of indecision of this could go either way. Yeah, but I don't think she kills her right away. I think something stops
Okay.
because she doesn't want to be the sad
So
killer.
you can just axe handle to the temple knocks her
Yeah.
out, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll hit her with the blunt end of the axe so it sort of knocks her out.
Okay. No problem. Miles,
I
you
gave
give
it
up
my
your turn. So that makes it Chelsea.
I'm so sorry. I don't know
So
what
you
just
just
happened.
you just saw Brunhilde just clock the fire starter over the head and knock her unconscious. So now it's just this big brute and the 4 soldiers that are left, considering the one you lit on fire. Who may not be dead, but he's definitely more preoccupied putting himself out than anything else.
I genuinely don't know what to do.
Could she hold her turn if she wanted to?
You could hold your turn. Yeah, you could absolutely hold your turn. You could also... I would try to think of ways to use the stuff that you're particularly good at. Trying to think of a way to use your insight. It may be unconventional, but trying to think of a way to use the stuff that you're good at to do damage. Because you can attack people without it being a combat action necessarily. You can say you're hitting them, but it's with... The way that Miles used crafting to make a battering ram, basically, you have particular things that you're very good at, and if you can find a way to utilize those in combat, it would help you a lot in this situation, especially now that you're injured. If you want some time to think about it, I can go to somebody else.
Yeah, I have no idea. So
Sure. Jackie.
Okay, I'm gonna take the arrow given to me, and I'm gonna shoot it. But I would like to use 2 grit to lower the level.
I am
And
also
I'd
going
like
to
to
use.
assist. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was going to assist as well. I was gonna give up. You already gave up your turn though.
I gave up the last turn. I can give up my next one too.
What?
Yeah, we already passed the turn I gave up. And the turns are cyclical, so it's not a round. It's
You would have to
I
give
did
up
this
the
last
next
time.
one to do
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
That's
I don't
up
have
to
anything
Chris.
else
That's
to
up
do.
to that's up to Chris. I'm just gonna say.
We passed the turn that you skipped, so I would say
That was
you
my
can-
thought.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
would say that you can give it up. Yeah.
Perfect. That's what I meant. It was I wasn't
Also-
sure. I wasn't certain. But
Also, I just had a good way to help, is why I wanted to do it. But if you have one as well, you can, certainly.
You go first. It's fine.
Yeah, no, so before Vasilisa, takes a shot, I'm just gonna, like, take the battering ram again. I know I don't have enough time to build momentum to, like, hurt her again, but I'm just gonna try and pin her against the wall with it to hold her still for the shot.
Okay. Anything else happening?
Yeah, I'm going to use my grit to assist her as well. And I'm going to do it to not even to actually hit her, but to help pin her against the wall. I'm going to throw my axe off to the side so that she doesn't have a place to sidestep. And so she has to get hit by this battering ram against the wall. Like, maybe not necessarily, it doesn't have to pin her, but it's one of those things where it's like, my axe is going this direction, and so she can't make the move this way, and he's sort of like checking her this way with the cart. So it's like she only has one direction to move, so it's making the trajectory of her shot with her arrow very specific. It's like a narrow point of view. It's like she can only move in these directions. So, you know, unless she like dove
Vaguely similar
under
to the shield thing.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
she would have to like dive under this battering ram to like get out of the way, and that's not really that easily done. So it's like that's my goal, is to throw it that way and to like not hit anybody else and also not hit her, just to distract, like to position.
Excellent.
I didn't know two people could
Okay.
assist, but I'm glad they can.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they can, but I've been allowing it.
Sick.
Jackie, what are you
It's pretty much the first time that we've ever done that.
taking
too.
away? It came up last night too.
17.
That is just enough to bring her down.
Good job, people who were there.
What happens?
I take a moment. I center myself. I breathe. I say, "This is for you." A tear rolls down my eye, or down my face, and then I let it go. And I hope it hits her in the chest.
Well, I mean, you decide whether it does or not.
Then it hits her in the chest.
Okay.
It's your choice.
I'm not used to making all these decisions.
I don't like being co-DM.
So the paralytic takes over, and she just kind of slowly like loses control of her body as she collapses to the ground. I would say. There's still these 4 soldiers left, battling with your 4, who do not at the moment notice what's been happening. Chelsea, is there anything you would like to do?
I'll just look to see if there's anything else coming. Is that cool?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Did you want to do it through? You wanted to do it through the
Fortune telling,
the
because
ruse?
it's, yeah.
Sure, no problem.
26. Nope, that's not true. 24.
There is not more coming. You feel like there's still some struggle happening out near the docks. But outside of that, you're not feeling anything else outside of this.
I will share that.
Excellent. All right. Back to Miles.
Bridget.
Oh, Bridget. Right, Miles went after Bridget.
I don't have any rope, do I? I don't. do it.
I mean,
don't think so. It's none of
probably
my
if you have it in
stuff.
your gear, doesn't particularly matter.
Okay.
So
I just wanna bind the woman on the ground. I wanna get her, and then I'd like to go over to the giant and help bind her too. I want both of them tied up.
Okay. Yeah, you do that.
Okay. Is it one action or do I need it?
No rolls. It's probably
No.
just like one action per person. Yeah, they're not
action.
resisting.
Okay.
So the general state of things, some buildings are on fire still. The soldiers that are fighting notice that they finally notice that the big bruiser has gone down, and you see the morale kind of drain out of them. They drop their weapons and just kind of look around, feeling surrounded.
I give sort of like I shout to Brunhilde, don't move, sit there, or at least try to put out fire. And I run towards the docks.
Yeah. Yes, Jackie?
I want to run up to one of the soldiers that just dropped their weapons, grab him, and say, what are you doing here? Why are you here? If she doesn't even care about the Green Stags, who are you?
We're the Green Stags.
Okay, so then who is she?
That. Yeah, you should know who she is.
I mean, yes, but...
Uh,
Then let me rephrase the question.
That was-
Why is what's-her-name, who I saw 20 years ago, here?
Why do you think? You... To finish business, I don't...
Is this guy my age, or is this guy, like, younger?
He's younger. Most of these recruits are younger.
Okay. You want to talk about finishing business? We finished business 20 years ago, okay? I lost someone. Everyone lost someone. You don't know what finishing business is like, okay? So don't you dare come into my clan and tell me that you think you're gonna finish business. Round up everybody who invaded my settlement and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then I drop him and I run to the docks. Oh no, I'm a liar. I drop him and I start to, like, help set the, not set the fires out, get the fires out.
I continue to set stuff on fire.
Mainly the
That was
soldiers.
good work, and it should be continued.
Raise it.
No, I start to get the fires out.
Okay. How do you guys help with the fire?
Is there a well? We're in the center of town, right?
Well, I mean, you guys are on the ocean.
True. But is there a well closer than the ocean? No? We're just right on the ocean?
Sure.
I'm just wondering what water is in my immediate vicinity. If it's down by the beach, I can go grab something down by the beach.
Yeah, you guys are a Viking settlement right off of some docks on an island in the ocean.
Sorry, I thought we were more inland. Then yeah, I find a bucket.
Okay. So stuff happens. You guys put out the fires.
Again, there was trouble down by the docks that I heard of, and
Yes,
so
yeah.
I'm trying to go
You
down to the
go
dock.
down there. It was just the people fighting on the watchtower. They.
I would run up. I sort of break up into there. And how many are fighting? Would you say? Like,
There were just two left up there, although they were able to deal with one of them while all of that was going on in the town center.
Okay.
So there's really only one left, and with you coming up from the other side, it was pretty quickly handled.
Did he surrender, or was?
Yeah, like once you had him trapped up there, it was pretty easy to talk him down.
Great. I talk them down a little bit, and I talk our own people down, and I say, there are more important things in fighting right now. There are fires. Go take care of those. and the guy who has just surrendered, I sort of pick him up and I say, "You have a moment to do good, a moment to stave off an execution. If you value your life, come help us put out the fires your people started." And I push him in front of me to like move down the stairs. And as I come back down, I run towards the ship that I had the 3 bound men. Are they still there?
Yes.
Great. I unbind them and I say, "You can be green stags after, or you can be howling pines after. I don't care. But right now, the recompense you owe us is to put out these fires." And so I'm just trying to like usher people to like help.
Say between everybody, it's pretty easy to put the fires out eventually. Some of the buildings that were closer to the docks are hard to save at this point. They were the first ones.
Hit.
They were the first ones lit. It appears, as far as casualties go, around 10 of the people in the guard that stayed behind were killed or severely wounded. Some are a little close. Berkhild, Adolphus came out all right. He's got a couple scratches, but nothing major has happened to him. You don't see Freyr or Gila anywhere. Your brother or other mother. Adolphus tells you that they evacuated pretty early on, so they're probably okay, but he hasn't seen them since they started clearing people out and told them to run away, basically.
Wait. I'm sorry. I don't think they're probably okay, or should I be concerned?
They're probably okay. They just haven't been seen since people were told to evacuate and they ran out of the settlement. Basically.
Okay.
The last time he saw them, they were okay.
Last time we saw, they were not near the fighting when it started. The Jarl, who had been mainly helping with searching for people trapped in buildings when, through most of the thing, had been more concerned with the rescue efforts as the fighting went on. After the whole thing happened, she had done some questioning, and she calls those who are still there and healthy, as I'm sure as you're tending to wounds. She says...
Both sides.
On both sides, sure. There's not many left from the other side. She says, "Well, it appears that merchants sold us out. The green stags they have the trading network we used to have. They have access to merchants all over the place, and apparently while he was here he saw something that alerted him to who we were, and then from someone else. I have my suspicions, but I do not want to say who. They learned of our traditions. That is why they were there. Not only that, they apparently are still working with the Dread Eagles, or at least they managed to get one of their juggernauts in here. Very impressed that you managed to take her down. Brigida is very, very feared across the North Seas. There's a lot that we'll have to discuss. We are alive, but we are no longer hidden. We are also no longer... Well, I suppose we haven't been whole for a long time, but we feel a bit less whole than we already were. These are all conversations to have after we have help to those that we can help, which I think should be our focus for the day. I thank you all for everything you have done. I'm happy you're still here with us. Things are going to need to change, and once this is done, I think we'll have a long discussion about how best to do that. With that, she dismisses everybody and goes back to looking for survivors. Wait, anybody want to do anything?
Yeah, that was my indication. I go to Berghild, and I sort of indicate to her to follow me, or just kind of put the hand.
I go with him. Yeah.
I follow him.
And as we sort of walk, I let the Jarl know that, collect the wounded, I guess I not the Jarl, but just some of the shield guards to just find whoever you can in the wounded and bring them to the square. Set up some truncheons and things to makeshift. My hut is not going to take them all, so we need to start setting up some potential
start setting up tents and makeshift cots out of the wood shop into the square.
Oh, that's great, thank you. And so as I'm walking with you, I sort of say to it's like, I believe we could head towards your family, and well, we will go searching. But you and I'd like to discuss something with you.
Is there something that's beyond the scope of the session, or is this something you want to have on camera right now?
It'd be cool if we could have it on camera. What's going on?
I just want to see if anybody else wants to do anything, and then we'll go to that conversation. Since
That's what I'm heading us to try to find your other family.
Yeah, I would like that, please.
Great. So if anybody else wants to do anything, that I do have something that I wanted to say to her.
Okay.
But yeah.
Bridget?
Can I take off the armor that I got from the merchant just now and sort of walk off to the end of the dock and just drop it into the sea and walk back into the center of town?
Sure.
It washes back up on shore.
Is this one of those burning an ex-boyfriend's sweatshirts thing?
Yeah, I'm just like, this is fully my fault. This is fully my fault. It's fully my fault, and so
Not fully your fault.
well, she thinks so. She's the one who talked to the merchant. I was like, what did I let slip? I'm gonna head back towards the center of town.
Can I ask, was it the name on the loot?
Oh,
Was it the name on the loot that gave us away, or?
It was part of it.
All right.
The loot, that's the thing.
It tipped him off that there was something going on.
The special
It was
loot.
not. It did not. It was not the most damning thing.
Okay.
Was it something I said?
No.
Okay.
I already have a pretty good idea
Will
what
we
happened.
ever know?
We can.
I have a pretty good idea. But Jackie?
I want to have a conversation with my brother-in-law, please. But if Tyler I don't think ours will be as heartfelt, but I don't know if they want to go first.
Yeah, go ahead and do you guys.
So you said you were putting the tents up?
Yeah, I'm setting up tents
So I'm
and
gonna help.
cots and stuff in the square.
I'm really glad that you're not dead.
The feeling's mutual.
If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I unfortunately was kind of hoping that was my outcome today.
I got that vibe. I'm not pleased with it.
I want you to know that me staying around and looking after you and helping you is not out of pity. It's not out of guilt. It's out of love. Love that I have and have for your brother. He asked me that if anything were to happen to him, that I take care of you. And I know you can take care of yourself. But it was the least I can do. And despite me wanting to die today, I think you've been the one taking care of me. You've given me a family. And I appreciate that more than you could possibly know. And I'm really glad that we get to move forward now and figure out some new things for the clan.
This thing my brother said to you did not come as a surprise to me. It's the kind of thing I would have expected him to say. But he said something very similar to me in regards to you. So do not go running off and handing me precious things. We both do my brother a disservice when this happens. No?
And then I hug him.
Alright, let's settle the tents.
Okay, and then this other conversation with Perkild and Einar. Einar?
Yeah, Einar.
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 Excellent.
Einar! Einar!
Einar.
Einar.
Do you know? Yeah, Einar.
Einar!
As we walk, I suppose I enjoy walking away from the smoke. It's very I don't like it messing with my senses. Do you?
No,
Bit overwhelming, yes.
incredibly, actually.
Yeah. To say you have worried me is to overstep a family border and to be too familiar. But part of healing is not always of physical, but of emotion. I think maybe today was many things for you. Yeah. When you came and I tried to fix you, there was so much riding on it for me. I don't know if I've never told you. I don't know why it would have ever come up, and I am not one to wax on about things that are past. But I fear for you.
and the path that rage will take you down. You know, do you know anything about the day you were born?
I mean, I was born. And I was supposed to be a boy, and I wasn't.
Yes. Yes, I remember. It was a good day. Despite everything, we had been, what, a year, no less than a winter out of the destitution. And what a cause for celebration. I was in the ale house. I had been spending many days there, much more than I do now. And there was no reprieve from the sorrow in the depths of my shattered heart. And Satir, our wise and beautiful healer, came to me to find me in the ale house. I had expressed many things over that winter into summer. Many misgivings, many thoughts, many trials. And she said to me, I believe you have a disposition. And I said, what is disposition? What do you mean? I am a fallen warrior. What could I possibly give anything to a clan that I failed? And she said, come work with me today. And I said, I know not what to do. She says, you don't have to do anything. You just have to be there. And I held you in my hands as you breathed for the first time. That breath is a thing that passes through everyone, and it is something that Hela, she teaches us, is precious because it ends. You are being trained into how to be the way that we see the future. And I would hate for that future to be one of revenge. When there is so much more beautiful things to find in what is living. That's it.
I had made a promise. Maybe you remember when Papa was sick. And it didn't look good for him.
No.
I prayed every night that he would just get better. And I had a dream that in exchange for his life, I had to kill others. Many others. So I only kill because I am protective. And it's the only thing that I know how to do. I'm still new to this whole seeing thing, and I don't get it. But I do get what it feels like to have a family. And to feel like you would do anything for them. So I'm sorry if it seemed that I was being vengeful. It was merely because I was afraid I would turn around and he would be dead.
We don't ever have easy answers or convictions. I am pleased to see the likes of you and Brunhilde and your brothers and even that little dickwad. What was that guy at the beginning's name?
Fjorn.
Fjorn, yeah. Even that little dickwad Fjorn.
He's kind of cute. I mean,
That's how he gets away with being a dickwad.
Don't let him do that to you. He is what I would call a fuck child or fuck boy, something in that realm of.
I mean, we just want to have a party. Maybe we can, like, get the best of both worlds.
Oh look, your mother. She's right over there. I can't talk about. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I guess they're safe now.
Yeah, no, it's just.
I guess I'll just erase the dead mom part of it.
Kill you.
You have so much strength, and I am glad that you are finding it. And I just hope that you do hold on to that thing that makes it a thing to fight for. And truth be told, why listen to the ramblings of an old man? Be yourself.
You're not that old.
Oh, thank you.
Just kind of.
Just hold true to what makes us the Howling Pines. Hold true to what makes you a guiding sight. Your conviction must be stronger than many to believe the things you have to believe. We will keep looking.
Thank you.
Over the course of the evening, people do start poking their heads out from the hills and all that and finding. Yeah, just like you see them just like over the top of the mountain, just like, oh.
Hello. Is it
Yeah,
that?
you do. People start coming back. Amma and Frere are among them that come back. They basically found a pretty secluded spot and started making makeshift spears and such out of branches just in case. Because, you know, they would have been able to take down Brigida or whatever her name was. Yeah, Brigida. So, yeah, they do come back. There's a lot of sorrow. There's a lot of commiserating over the idea that this thing from 20 years ago still isn't over. That it's come back again. A lot of you do see at one point the Jarl, you see her take aside Fjorn and have a word with him for quite a while, good 20 minutes, as people are rebuilding. I guess the upside is that it's okay that they lost the buildings because they don't really need as many buildings as they used to have anymore. So, yeah, discussions will continue in the future. Miles, did you have something you wanted to do, or are you just resting?
No,
in
I'm
there?
just fidgeting.
Yeah. Unless somebody has something they want to do, that is where we will end the session with the clan trying to figure out exactly where they go from here. And that was that.
So
That was
sad.
our one shot of the North Sea epilogues. Yeah, it's a very interesting game to try and balance and pace. It's very open-ended, and by its nature, I'm not allowed to have complete control over it. So it's wild to see where it goes sometimes. But
I craft a device,
I run
a cylindrical device that has a lever on it, and I put an explosive powder inside one of the chambers.
You created dynamite.
I just create a gun.
I craft gun
Yeah.
and win.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, gunsmithing, definitely not a branch of carpentry. Unfortunately.
No. Dude, you got the wooden.
It's
like,
a
the
wooden
stock bit.
gun.
Yeah. That shoots
And it,
wooden bullets.
it's one-time use. And if you
Doesn't
roll bad, it
explode.
blows up in your hand.
Yeah. If you roll good, it blows up in your hand.
Yeah, thank you for joining us and listening through this whole thing. I hope it was fun for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting thing to see play
Super
out
fun.
from this end. I'm very happy with where a lot of the character stuff went. It's interesting. I kind of want to do more.
Yeah, right? I want to do another
but-
episode.
But we'll see. But next week, we should be going back to our persistent campaign. So, no more Vikings. So if
No
you-
more fucking
Or
Maybe
maybe Vikings on different day.
Maybe Vikings on a different day. If you like this, good news. You can watch this as many times as you want. If you didn't like this, good news. No more Vikings. Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody.